everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, it works. Sound test successful. So we're happy to see you. It's about early afternoon. It's 1 hour after lunch. People are very, very relaxed and content. We're happy to see you here. I know it's quite late where you are. Is it about 10 o'clock in the evening where you are, or 9?
It's about 9 o'clock.
Cool. Thank you for staying with us through the end of your working day. My first question, what is your Chinese name?
My Chinese name is Bingliang Zhou.
Wingyang Zhou.
Yeah.
Let's try again.
Bingliang.
I know it was a yeah, or you're just being kind to me. Let's try again.
Bingliang
Pingyang
Zhou.
Zhou.
Bing. Yeah.
Окей. Теперь давайте все попробуем. На счет 3. 1, 2, 3. Did we do all right?
I cannot hear that quite clearly.
I think they made the best effort possible. All right, we're ready for you. What would you like to talk about today?
I would like to talk about the machine translation status in China. So can you see my screen?
Not yet. Be sure to introduce a little bit your company, because this is all new for the audience here.
Yes.
So
yes, I included that part in my presentation, but I need to share my screen. Let me try again.
You could aim your camera at your eyes.
So how about now?
Well done.
Okay, you can see the screen, right?
Yes, all good to go. Good luck.
Okay. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lena Zhou from Shanghai Asia Infotech Company.
We will need the microphone closer, yes. Let's try.
Okay, how about now?
Excellent.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lena Zhou from Shanghai Asia Infotech Company. This is my first time to attend the ECAT, so I'm very glad to be here and to share with you the status and development of machine translation in China, and also some practice of machine translation application in our company. A little bit about me. Let me show that. I'm Lena Zhou. I'm the ECAT project manager at TMS. It's our company name. I'm a translation technology evangelist and technology enthusiast. And about our company was funded in 2014, still young, but we are growing. We provide intelligent translation and multilingual big data solutions focusing on projects like TMS and English Writing Checker. Our headquarters is in Shanghai, but we have offices in Nanjing, Beijing, Shenzhen, Xi'an, Zhengzhou, and we are provider of intelligent. That already done that. Okay,
how many users do you have these days? Yeah. How many translators use ECAT?
We almost have 300,000 users.
300,000 users, 300,000 translators use ECAT. Cool.
Including translators, translation agencies, and enterprises.
It's an amazing number.
So let me move on. So in today's presentation, I divide into 3 parts. In the first part, I will introduce the status in China and the MT trends in the second part. But last but not least, the MT technology we use in our project. So first part. We all know that the principle of MT has evolved from rule-based machine translation to example-based machine translation and statistical machine translation, and now neural machine translation. Neural machine translation has expanded to more and more language pairs and application scenarios. Its quality exceeds that of traditional machine translation. So in China now has fully entered the era of neural machine translation. The development of machine translation industry in China is gradually deepening, and the application of the machine translation in the future will be more depth and breadth. So in recent years, Chinese MT providers start to make their mark in the international event. For example, in the World Machine Translation WMT 2020, Chinese MT providers achieved high performance in Chinese and English, the two language pairs translation. The providers are highlighted in this slide are all Chinese providers. For example, VocalTrans, Didi, NLP, WeChat AI, Tencent Translation, they are all Chinese MT providers. We can see that 50% to 60% of MT engines are from China now, especially VocalTrans, which is an MT engine developed by ByteDance, won the championship in Chinese to English translation in the competition. It shows that Chinese MT engines have been widely recognized around the world. So the MT providers in China, I divided them into three types. One is pure machine translation companies. These companies dive into AI capability development. Machine translation is one of their business. For example, cloud translation, they provide machine translation products like voice translation, video translation, and text translation. Another type of MT translation here is the MT teams in international internet companies. At the very beginning, they played just as a supportive role in their company, serving for supporting their internal department's business. But in recent years, they start to provide service to external customers and explore new scenarios for MT application. The third type of MT providers in China is MT teams in companies like Oppo. This is a mobile phone provider in China. Mobile phone providers have natural advantages to develop MT engines because they provide hardware, so software, especially MT apps, can be easily installed in their phone so that to enrich their products forms. Now the application in China about machine translation involves software such as online translation software, computer-aided software, translation API, and SDK. Online translation software, for example, the Baidu Translate, Sogou Translate in web, and computer-aided translation software like the Kaotuo we are familiar with, and integrated with multiple machine translation engines are the two common forms for translation software. So, and the translation API and SDK, mostly they are for customers who have their own product for producing translation, or they just translate in text editor like Word. For this kind of customers, Kaotuo would be too heavy, and online translation software is not that convenient. So translation API and SDK is their best choice. And for hardware, is another form of MT application. They can be translation machine, pen scanner, and translator, Bluetooth translation headsets, and AR glasses. So for translation machine here, it is almost like a phone with translation function, and the players in China are iFlyTech, Tencent, and Sogou. And the pen scanner and translator, I know it days is that it's developed by NetEase Youdao team, which is an internet company. According to its official reports, its scanning accuracy can reach up to 98%. Users can even use it in environments without Wi-Fi. And for Bluetooth translation headsets, it has automatic translation function. When users communicate with each other in different languages, the Bluetooth earphone will receive voices and recognize the voice and then translate and then speak in another languages for our users. It is very convenient than just read translation from translation machine. And the last is AI glasses. AI glasses has always been a new and fancy form in machine translation industry. With the voice and auto translation features integrated, it allows users to read foreign menus, scenic spots guides easily by reading the content, just translate on their lens, which is suitable for more scenarios like meetings and business communication. And about the MT market size in China, according to Lena, it is a leading AI industry research institute in China. According to its report in 2020, Chinese machine translation market size is expected to reach to 33 billion RMB by 2023. It says the revenue of translation software is relatively small, but the money depends on hardware. Nearly 1 million translation machines were sold in China in 2018, and the revenue are expected to exceed 1.52 billion RMB by 2023.
How much is Chinese, that in USD? How much is 330 billion in dollars?
USD was plus multiple 7 billion. No.
I'll ask someone from the audience to check. It's please continue.
Okay.
Alexander, can you check how much is that in USD?
Okay. The Chinese. So I move on. The Chinese machine translation market will achieve a compound annual growth rate of 81%, almost 82% from 2019 to 2023. So the MT users in China are 2B customers, 2G customers, and 2C customers. For 2B customers, they are mainly in industry, physical and technology. But however, due to the high requirements of the industry applications for machine translation, the current level of machine translation has not yet been met, and the penetration rate of B customers is not that much high. But for 2G customers, they are many government agencies. They apply machine translation to cross broader communication scenarios such as meetings and also some text translation in their daily work. And for 2C customers, obviously they are individual users. They use machine translation for overseas travel, business exchange, cooperation, language learning, and other scenarios. Due to the rapid growth of machine translation market, Chinese government since 2015, they have issued relevant policies to actively support the development of AI industry, to promote the penetration and the growth of AI in various industries. So machine translation are included. Last year, the standardized Dilation Administration has issued the artificial intelligence specification for machine translation system. It requires to develop intelligence translation system by obviously breaking through the intelligent translation of multiple languages significantly improve the accuracy of intelligent translation between ethnic minority languages and Chinese. So that's for the MT status in China. So let's move on to the MT trends in China. In our funds, we found that the MT trends in China have 4 trends in China. The first is that more and more languages are available in MT. In the past, due to the lack of data, many machine translation providers only focus on the wide range of application and a large number of users languages, but they pay less attention to languages with low frequency and scope of use. But in recent years, we found that more and more machine translation providers have gradually expanded their coverage of machine translation languages, and especially for resource-poor languages, such as dialect translation. For example, Nutrans is a machine translation provider. They support almost 300 languages. And then another trend in China is that machine translation is becoming more practical. So in the era of RMT and SMT, the machine translation results was not human-like and sounds not real. So the use of MT was quite less. But with the rise of internet and the development of algorithm and hash rate, the quality of machine translation make a significant growth, even though it is less used in industries to be customers, but for many customers, like 2C customers, they help users translate menu, store name, commodity information, and even they can translate foreign TV series and foreign news broadcasts. So this is expanding the way users receive information.
Do you know anyone who watches a TV series on Netflix with machine translated subtitles? Any of your friends that watch machine translated the TV series?
You mean the machine translation providers?
No, do you have
Google
friends who watch, I don't know, Game of Thrones, or what's the popular TV series right now? Lupin, for example, in Chinese using machine translation.
They use just machine translation, like use voice recognition to recognize the voice into text and translate into another language, and then they will do post editing. TikTok, they just translate the videos in their app by using machine translation.
I see, but not like big Hollywood TV series, right? Not Hollywood.
No. For TV series, some of them, I think most of them just use machine translation to just get the information, not just you like Netflix for high qualities to translate.
Yes, this is clear. Thank you.
And another trend that we find in China is that the offline translation. It is now tends to be a must-have features for machine translation. So in the past, machine translation products only work under Wi-Fi environments, but it is quite inconvenient when users are on trip or in an area with no network coverage. So nowadays, many machine translation providers, they start to find the way to support offline translation. But it is high requirements, like they require machine translation providers to have strong platform computing performance or offline data storage and recognition capability. So it might be a very high entry threshold and show the competitive advantage for machine translation providers if they have this feature. And then multimedia translation. We know that the formats of content are various. It can be text, can be graphic, audio, video, and interactive virtual reality. So machine translation are now not limited in just a text translation. Many translation providers, they provide multimedia translation like video translation, audio translation, and they can also do auto dubbing for them, for translators. And then about part 3, I have introduced the machine translation trends and machine translation status in China. So I would like to talk about the machine translation technology in our product. Before we dive into that part, I would like to introduce ECAT. ECAT is a web-based translation machine management system developed for translators, translation team, and enterprise when they handling translation projects. And it has support 300,000 users to manage their projects members, and users can collaborate online by using ECAT. And we also integrate MT plus PE model for users, can improve their translation efficiency. So the effects we take on machine translation is based on ECAT. We don't provide and develop MT engine, but broaden our services to improve users' experience is our goal. So we start to integrate the MT technology in ECAT by cooperating with MT providers and help users to choose better MT engine. So they are the 3 parts I would like to introduce. One is interactive MT, translation memory augmented MT, and ECAT auto MT selection. So first, the interactive MT. This is a practical interactive machine translation system we integrate in ECAT. It is provided by Tencent Transmart, one of the MT engine teams at Tencent. It is different from the existing machine translation we found on the internet. Most machine translation works following these steps. You input the source, and it gives you the target, and that's all. So this is super efficient, but the machine translation, yet their quality is not that guaranteed. So interactive machine translation allows users to interactively translate words in their own manners by keeping learning translation from translators' style. So in this picture, we can see that the black part is human translation, and then the gray the gray part will keep adjusting based on the output of translator's translation.
Very similar to Lilt in their early stages, right?
Yes, yes. And besides sentence level auto-completion, it also supports MT results combining your translation memory. If you already have your translation memory enabled in ECAT, this you will learn from them and generate MT results based on it. It has potential to avoid similar translation mistakes by using translated sentence in history as it is memory. So in this picture, you will see the yellow part here. The little one here is the result from translation memory, and the blue one is from the MT. It learns the words users from TM and output a sentence with the same words, which reduce the workload of post editors. And we are not just stop cooperating with other machine translation providers. In ECAT, we provide 31 machine translation agents for users to choose. But the most of questions we get from our users are which one is suitable for my text, which one is the best. Most of the time, Chinese users will choose Google Translate as it is well known around the world. However, the quality of MT results depends on the volume of the data they trained, the domain, and the quality of data. So Google Translate might not be the best choice for each time. So we developed ECAT Auto Select, an engine helps our users to select the more suitable MT engine automatically around the MT engines we provide in our platform. So based on their text content and language directions. So this is the test we have done in 2020.
Could you please
We
restart
would
sharing
like
the
to.
screen? The slide is stuck.
Okay.
It happens sometimes.
How about now?
Not yet.
How about this time? Can you see my screen?
No. Yes. All right.
No.
It's coming up. It's good.
Okay. So where we stop? Here. So in order to test if this engine works and its performance, we did a test between ECAT Auto Select and Google Translate in 2020. We organized 12 translators and prepare 6,000 sentences in industries including patents, medicine, news, law, finance, and technology. So all sentences were
Lena,
translated by ECAT. Yeah.
Just 1 minute. Can you please share these slides again? This Irina from Tech Support.
Okay.
Okay, we can see them. Thank you.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent. That's okay.
Okay. So all sentences were translated by ECAT Auto Select and Google Translate. So our translators need to choose the more accurate translation without knowing which one is ECAT Auto Select and which one is Google Translate. So this is our finding, and our conclusion is that we found that Google Translate performance is not as stable as we thought every time. So by using ECAT's Auto Select, the average probability of getting the best Chinese to English translation and English to Chinese translation can be raised to 69% and 73% respectively. Okay.
How does it work?
So much.
How does auto select work? How does auto select work?
It is in ECAT. You just choose it in ECAT when you use it, and it can give you different translations from.
How does it predict the quality? How does it predict? How does it predict the machine translation quality?
You mean the work? We have the algorithm thing, and to compare the translation, the data we have, and analyze the text content and the language direction. We will use this text content and language direction, comparing the data we have, and choose the best performance of the machine translation, and give our users the machine translation engines that's suitable for this test content.
Understood. This is pretty cool.
And that's so much for my presentation today. And I think we still have.
We're a little bit over
questions?
time. The organizers tried me to expedite the process because the next presentation is coming up. Let me wrap it up by saying this was very, very interesting. Today, I learned a lot of new stuff.
Thank you.
And this is amazing work that you're doing there at ECAT, trying to create a layer around machine translation. I like it very much. I think it's going to make some waves, not only here, but also on the international level. So thank you very much. I would say 谢谢.
Thank you. Thank you. 谢谢. How can I say how to say thank you in Ukrainian.
In Ukrainian, thank you is дякую.
Thank you. Okay.
It's
Thank you.
it's almost right. I'll teach you another time.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you again. Enjoy
Have a
your
nice
evening,
day,
and it's
everyone. Thank
very
you.
interesting. It's novel stuff that you're showing. Thank you for sharing with us today.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice